Imagine a peaceful camping trip turning into a fight for survival when a brown bear attacks your van, or a hiking adventure that becomes a desperate struggle against nature's fury. In this gripping series, we delve into real-life encounters with wildlife that will leave you on the edge of your seat. How do people overcome such terrifying situations? What can we learn from their experiences? Join us in this video as we cover 6 bear attack stories and discover how ordinary trips can become extraordinary battles for survival. On May 1st, 2024, the Tanaka family set out on a camping trip to the remote forests of Hokkaido, Japan. The family consisted of Akira Tanaka, his wife Yumi, and their 2 children, Riku and Hana. Akira, a teacher, had always loved nature and wanted to share that love with his family. Yumi, a nurse, enjoyed the idea of a break from the busy city life. Riku, aged 10, and Hana, aged 8, were excited about the adventure. The trip had been planned for months. Akira had researched the best camping spots in Hokkaido, which is known for its beautiful and wild landscapes. They had recently bought a new camping van, fully equipped for a comfortable stay in the wilderness. The van had a small kitchen, sleeping areas, and safety features, making it perfect for their adventure. The family packed all the essentials: clothes, food, cooking supplies, and camping gear. They also packed games and books to keep the kids entertained. The drive to Hokkaido was long but scenic, with the lush forests and mountains providing a beautiful backdrop. They arrived at their chosen campsite in the late afternoon. The campsite was nestled deep in the forest, far from any towns or roads. It was quiet and peaceful, with only the sounds of birds and the rustling of leaves. The family set up camp quickly, arranging their belongings and preparing for the night. Akira and Yumi cooked a delicious dinner on the small stove in the van, filling the air with the smell of food. As the sun set, the forest grew darker and the air cooler. The family settled in for the night, feeling cozy and safe in their van. They talked about their plans for the next day, which included hiking and exploring the nearby lake. The children fell asleep quickly, tired from the day's travel and excitement. In the quiet of the night, a new presence approached the campsite. A hungry brown bear, attracted by the smell of the family's dinner, made its way towards the van. The bear, large and powerful, sniffed the air, drawn by the promise of food. It approached cautiously at first, then with more confidence as it got closer. The bear's movements were heavy and deliberate, causing the van to shake slightly as it moved around it. The noise woke Akira, who quickly realized the danger they were in. He alerted Yumi, and they both watched in fear as the bear began to scratch and push against the van, trying to get inside. The family panicked, but knew they had to stay calm to survive. They used the van's horn and lights, trying to scare the bear away. The loud noise and bright lights startled the bear, but it continued its assault, driven by hunger. The van shook violently as the bear pushed harder, making dents in the metal and cracking the windows. After several tense minutes, which felt like hours, the bear finally retreated. It moved away slowly, disappearing back into the dark forest. The family was left shaken but unharmed, their van damaged but still intact. They stayed awake the rest of the night, too scared to sleep, listening for any sign of the bear returning. As dawn broke over the remote forest of Hokkaido, the Tanaka family remained vigilant. The night had been long and filled with fear, but the light of morning brought a sense of relief. Akira inspected the damage to the van. The bear had left deep scratches and dents on the sides, and the windows had cracks. Despite the damage, the van was still operational. The family decided it was best to leave the forest and head to the nearest town, Asahikawa, to report the incident and ensure their safety. They quickly packed their belongings, making sure nothing was left behind. The drive back was tense, each member of the family looking out for any signs of the bear or other dangers. Upon reaching Asahikawa, Akira went to the local authorities to report the bear attack. The officers listened carefully and took notes. They were concerned about the increasing number of bear encounters in the area. They assured Akira that they would take immediate action to prevent such incidents in the future. The family was advised to stay in town for a few days while the authorities checked the campsite. Local wildlife experts were called in to assess the situation. They examined the campsite and the surrounding area, looking for signs of the bear and its activities. The experts noted that the bears were likely drawn to campsites by the smell of food, especially during the spring, when they emerged from hibernation and were particularly hungry. The authorities decided to issue new guidelines for campers in the region. These included strict instructions on how to store food properly to avoid attracting bears. They also planned to install warning signs at popular camping spots, reminding visitors of the potential dangers and the importance of following the guidelines. The Tanaka family stayed in Asahikawa for a few days, recovering from their ordeal. They explored the town, and enjoyed the local culture, but the memory of the bear attack was still fresh in their minds. They were thankful to be safe and unharmed, but the experience had left a lasting impression on them. After a few days, the authorities informed them that it was safe to return to their campsite to retrieve any remaining items. They assured the family that measures were being taken to prevent future bear encounters. The Tanakas felt a mix of relief and caution as they returned to the forest. Back at the campsite, they found that everything was as they had left it. They gathered their remaining belongings and took a moment to appreciate the beauty of the forest. Despite the fear and danger they had faced, the wilderness still held a special place in their hearts. The Tanaka family returned home with a story they would never forget. Their experience served as a reminder of the power of nature and the importance of respecting it. The new guidelines issued by the authorities helped ensure that other families could enjoy the beauty of Hokkaido's forests safely. The Tanaka's story spread, raising awareness and encouraging others to be cautious while exploring the great outdoors.
In the year 2023, Hiroshi Yamamoto set out on a solo hiking trip in the Japanese Alps. Hiroshi, an avid outdoorsman in his late 30s, had always loved exploring nature. Growing up in Nagano, he spent much of his childhood hiking and camping in the mountains. As an adult, his passion for the outdoors only grew stronger. He often planned trips to remote locations, seeking the beauty and peace of nature. Hiroshi had been planning this particular trip for months. The Japanese Alps were known for their stunning landscapes and challenging trails. He had carefully prepared his gear, including a sturdy backpack, hiking boots, a map, and bear spray for safety. Hiroshi also packed enough food and water for several days, along with a first aid kit and a satellite phone for emergencies.
The morning was bright and clear, perfect for hiking. Hiroshi started early, eager to explore the trails. He followed the marked paths, enjoying the sights and sounds of the forest. The air was fresh, and the views of the mountains were breathtaking. He felt a deep sense of joy and freedom as he walked. As the day went on, Hiroshi decided to venture off the marked trails in search of a scenic overlook he had heard about. He believed the view would be worth the detour. Using his map and compass, he navigated through the dense forest, carefully watching his steps. Unbeknownst to Hiroshi, he had entered a bear's territory. The area was thick with trees and underbrush, making it difficult to see far ahead. He continued walking, unaware of the danger that lay ahead. The forest was quiet, with only the sound of his footsteps and the occasional bird call breaking the silence. Suddenly, Hiroshi heard a rustling noise nearby. He stopped and looked around, his heart pounding. Out of the bushes emerged a large bear, its eyes fixed on him. The bear felt threatened by his presence and began to charge. Fear surged through Hiroshi as he realized the grave danger he was in. Hiroshi quickly reached for his bear spray, hoping to deter the bear. He aimed and sprayed, but the bear was too close and too aggressive. The bear attacked, knocking Hiroshi to the ground. The pain was intense as the bear mauled him, its powerful claws and teeth causing severe injuries. Despite the agony, Hiroshi managed to activate his distress signal on his satellite phone. The signal alerted a nearby hiking group who immediately responded. They rushed to his location, armed with sticks and making loud noises to scare the bear away. The bear, startled by the commotion, finally retreated into the forest. The hiking group found Hiroshi badly injured but alive. They quickly administered first aid and called for emergency services. As they waited for help to arrive, they stayed close to Hiroshi, ensuring he remained conscious and comforted. The realization of how close he had come to losing his life weighed heavily on everyone present. The rescue team arrived swiftly, using a helicopter to reach the remote area. Hiroshi was carefully lifted and transported to Matsumoto Hospital, which is known for its excellent trauma care. The medical team at the hospital acted quickly, treating Hiroshi's severe wounds and stabilizing him. His injuries were serious, but thanks to the quick response of the hikers and the rescue team, his life was no longer in danger. The incident drew significant attention from the local community and authorities. It highlighted the risks of venturing off marked trails and the importance of being prepared for unexpected encounters with wildlife. Hiroshi's story served as a stark reminder of the potential dangers in the wilderness. Authorities in Nagano and the surrounding regions decided to take action to prevent similar incidents in the future. They increased the number of warning signs in popular hiking areas, advising hikers to stay on designated paths. They also distributed leaflets with safety tips for encountering wildlife, including the proper use of bear spray and the importance of carrying a distress signal device. While recovering in the hospital, Hiroshi reflected on his experience. He understood the allure of exploring off the beaten path but realized the importance of safety and caution. He was grateful to the hikers who had saved him and the medical team who had treated him. Hiroshi vowed to share his story to raise awareness and help others avoid similar dangers. After several weeks of recovery, Hiroshi was finally able to return home. The ordeal had left him physically scarred but mentally stronger. He resumed his outdoor activities, but with a new sense of respect for nature and its inhabitants. He became an advocate for safe hiking practices, often speaking at local events and schools about his experience and the lessons he had learned. Hiroshi's story spread beyond Nagano, reaching a wider audience through social media and news outlets. His survival against the odds inspired many and underscored the importance of preparedness and caution in the great outdoors. The increased awareness led to a significant reduction in incidents involving wildlife in the area. Hiroshi continued to hike and explore, always mindful of the potential dangers. He carried the memories of his encounter with the bear as a reminder of the thin line between adventure and peril. His passion for nature remained strong, but it was now tempered with a deep respect for the wild and a commitment to safety. The Japanese Alps, with their stunning beauty and diverse wildlife, continued to attract hikers from around the world. Thanks to the efforts of people like Hiroshi and the local authorities, all of these natural wonders can be enjoyed safely. Hiroshi's legacy of survival and advocacy ensured that future generations would approach the wilderness with the respect and care it deserved. On August 15, 2018, a group of university students from Tokyo set out for a summer camp in Nagano Prefecture. The group consisted of 5 friends: Ayumi, Kenta, Yuki, Haruto, and Saki. They had known each other since their first year at university and had grown very close. They often studied together, shared meals, and supported each other through tough times. This camping trip was something they had been planning for months, a way to relax and enjoy nature before the new semester began. They chose Nagano Prefecture for its beautiful forests and clear lakes. Known for its scenic beauty, Nagano offered the perfect escape from the busy city life of Tokyo. The students rented camping gear and a van for the trip. They packed everything they needed: tents, sleeping bags, cooking supplies, and food. Excitement filled the air as they drove towards their campsite, located in a remote area near Lake Suwa. Upon arriving, they set up their tents and gathered firewood. The campsite was surrounded by tall trees and had a clear view of the lake. It was peaceful and quiet, with only the sounds of birds and the gentle rustling of leaves. The group spent the day hiking, swimming in the lake, and taking pictures. As the sun began to set, they gathered around the campfire to cook dinner and share stories. The night was calm, and the sky was filled with stars. The students enjoyed the warmth of the fire and the taste of grilled food. They laughed and talked, feeling a deep sense of friendship and happiness. The smell of their cooking spread through the air, creating a comforting atmosphere. They felt completely at ease, not knowing the danger that was approaching. As the night grew darker, a bear, drawn by the smell of food, wandered into the campsite. The bear was large and hungry, its senses sharp. The students did not notice at first, but the sudden appearance of the bear sent a wave of panic through the group. The bear moved quickly towards them, its eyes fixed on the source of the smell. Ayumi, who was closest to the food, became the bear's target. The bear attacked, its powerful claws causing deep wounds. The other students froze in fear for a moment, then quickly sprang into action. They used flares and made loud noises, trying to scare the bear away. The bear, startled by the bright lights and noise, eventually retreated into the forest. Ayumi was left on the ground, bleeding and in pain. Her friends rushed to her side, using their first aid skills to stop the bleeding and comfort her. They knew they had to get her to a hospital quickly. Haruto used his phone to call for help, and they carried Ayumi to the van. The drive to the nearest hospital was tense and filled with worry, but they kept encouraging Ayumi to stay awake and strong. The students drove quickly to Matsumoto Hospital, the nearest medical facility in Nagano Prefecture. The journey was filled with tension as they focused on keeping Ayumi stable. Haruto drove carefully but swiftly, while Kenta and Saki did their best to keep Ayumi calm and conscious. The sound of the van's engines seemed to echo their urgent hopes for Ayumi's recovery. Upon arriving at Matsumoto Hospital, Ayumi was immediately taken to the emergency room. The doctors and nurses worked fast, treating her deep wounds and stabilizing her condition. The other students waited anxiously, their minds replaying the terrifying events of the night. The hospital staff assured them that Ayumi was in good hands and would receive the best care possible. Ayumi's condition improved over the next few days. The doctors were optimistic about her recovery, though they explained that she would need time to heal both physically and emotionally. The experience had been traumatic, but Ayumi was strong and determined to recover. Her friends stayed by her side, offering support and helping her through each step of the healing process. The bear attack had a significant impact on the local community. News of the incident spread quickly, drawing attention to the risks of camping in bear-inhabited areas. Local authorities and wildlife experts met to discuss new measures to prevent such occurrences. They decided to implement stricter food storage regulations and increase bear safety education for campers. Signs were placed in popular camping areas, including the site near Lake Suwa, advising campers on how to store food safely and what to do if they encountered a bear. Workshops and information sessions were organized to teach people about the importance of being prepared and aware of their surroundings while in nature. These efforts aimed to ensure the safety of both campers and the wildlife. The university students returned to Tokyo, carrying with them the lessons learned from their experience. Their bond grew even stronger after the ordeal, united by the challenge they had faced together. They shared Ayumi's story with their classmates and professors, emphasizing the importance of safety and preparedness in the great outdoors. Ayumi's recovery progressed steadily, and her friends and family supported her. She appreciated the efforts of the medical team at Matsumoto Hospital and the love from her friends. The ordeal had changed her, but she remained hopeful and looked forward to returning to her studies and normal life. The incident served as a reminder to the students and the broader community about the power and unpredictability of nature. It also highlighted the importance of respecting wildlife and taking necessary precautions while enjoying outdoor activities. Ayumi's story became a catalyst for positive change, leading to safer camping practices and greater awareness. In the end, the students' trip to Nagano Prefecture, although marred by a frightening event, became a source of valuable lessons and strengthened friendships. Their experience underscored the need for vigilance and respect for nature, ensuring that future adventures would be safer for everyone involved. On June 5, 2021, in the rural farmlands of Akita Prefecture, farmer Takashi Suzuki began his day early. Takashi, a dedicated farmer in his 50s, had lived in the village of Nishimonai all his life. The village, known for its beautiful rice fields and traditional festivals, was a peaceful place where everyone knew each other. Takashi's family had been farming for generations, and he continued the tradition with pride and hard work. Takashi's daily routine started at dawn. He would wake up, have a simple breakfast, and head out to his fields. His crops were his pride and joy, and he took great care in tending to them. On this particular morning, the weather was clear and the air was fresh. Takashi felt a sense of calm as he walked through his fields, checking the growth of his crops and making sure everything was in order. As he worked, Takashi noticed some disturbance in a nearby patch of his land. Slightly concerned, he walked over to investigate. To his surprise, he saw a bear scavenging for food among his crops. Bears were not a common sight in the village, but recent deforestation had driven them closer to human settlements in search of food. The bear, sensing Takashi's presence, felt threatened and cornered. Before Takashi could react, the bear charged at him. Takashi grabbed a nearby hoe, trying to defend himself. He swung the tool at the bear, hoping to scare it away. However, the bear was determined and strong. It knocked Takashi to the ground, its claws causing deep wounds. Takashi cried out in pain, his voice echoing across the fields. Nearby, farmers heard Takashi's cries and rushed to his aid. They quickly gathered makeshift torches and ran towards the scene, waving the torches and shouting to scare the bear away. The bear, startled by the sudden commotion and bright flames, retreated into the forest. Takashi's neighbors reached him and immediately called for help. Takashi was in severe pain, but he was conscious. His neighbors provided first aid and comforted him as they waited for medical assistance. An ambulance arrived shortly, and Takashi was rushed to Akita City Hospital, where doctors began treating his injuries. The news of the bear attack spread quickly through the village, causing concern among the residents. The attack on Takashi highlighted the growing problem of bear encounters in the area. Local authorities realized that something needed to be done to protect the farmers and residents. They began working on new strategies to manage the bear population and prevent such incidents from happening again. The focus was on providing better bear deterrent training and equipment for the farmers, ensuring they were prepared for any future encounters. Takashi Suzuki was taken to Akita City Hospital, where doctors worked quickly to treat his severe injuries. He had deep wounds from the bear's claws, but the medical team was skilled and experienced. Over the next few days, Takashi remained in the hospital, slowly recovering. His family and friends visited regularly, providing support and encouragement. The news of the bear attack spread throughout Akita Prefecture. The local authorities realized the need for immediate action to prevent similar incidents. They organized meetings with farmers and wildlife experts to discuss effective bear management strategies. The goal was to ensure the safety of both the people and the wildlife in the area. One of the first steps was to provide farmers with bear deterrent training. Experts taught them how to handle bear encounters safely. They were trained to use bear spray and other deterrents effectively. The authorities also distributed bear-resistant containers to farmers, allowing them to store food and waste securely, reducing the risk of attracting bears. In addition to training and equipment, the authorities decided to increase patrols in areas where bear sightings had become more frequent. These patrols aimed to monitor bear activity and ensure quick responses to any sightings or incidents. Signs were also put up around the village, warning residents and visitors about the potential danger and advising them on what to do if they encountered a bear. The community came together, supporting each other and sharing information on how to stay safe. Schools included bear safety education in their programs, teaching children about the importance of respecting wildlife and staying alert in bear-inhabited areas. These measures helped raise awareness and preparedness among the residents. As Takashi recovered, he reflected on the incident and the changes it brought to the community. He was grateful for the quick response of his neighbors and the medical team. The support he received from the community during his recovery strengthened his resolve to continue farming, but with a renewed focus on safety. Takashi's story became a powerful reminder of the challenges of living close to nature. It highlighted the need for a balance between human activities and wildlife conservation. The new bear management strategies and increased education helped create a safer environment for everyone in the region. As the weeks passed, the number of bear encounters decreased significantly. Farmers felt more confident and secure with their new training and equipment. The community's efforts paid off, ensuring a safer coexistence with the wildlife around them. Takashi eventually returned to his fields, resuming his work with a cautious but determined spirit. The bear attack had changed his perspective, but it had not diminished his love for farming and his dedication to his land. He continued to share his experience, hoping to inspire others to respect nature and take the necessary precautions to stay safe. The incident in Akita Prefecture served as an important lesson for the entire region. It showed the importance of being prepared and working together to protect both people and wildlife. Takashi's recovery and the community's response demonstrated the strength and resilience of the people in the face of unexpected challenges. On September 20th, 2020, Miki Tanaka set out to explore the beautiful Nikko National Park in Tochigi Prefecture, Japan. Miki, a 28-year-old photographer from Tokyo, had always loved nature and capturing its beauty through her lens. She worked as a freelance photographer and often traveled to scenic locations to find inspiration for her work. This trip to Nikko was something she had been looking forward to for months. Nikko National Park is known for its stunning landscapes, including mountains, lakes, and waterfalls. It attracts tourists from all over the world who come to enjoy its natural beauty. Miki planned her visit carefully, packing her camera gear, sturdy hiking boots, and enough supplies for a day of exploring. She arrived early in the morning, eager to make the most of the day. Miki began her hike on the well-marked trails, taking in the fresh air and picturesque views. The park was alive with the sounds of birds and the rustling of leaves. She stopped frequently to take photos, capturing the vibrant colors of the forest and the serene beauty of the lakes. As she walked, she felt a deep sense of peace and connection to nature. As the day went on, Miki decided to venture off the main trail to explore a secluded waterfall she had heard about. She believed the effort would be worth it for the unique photos she could capture. Using her map and compass, she navigated through the dense forest, carefully watching her steps. The forest grew thicker and quieter as she moved further away from the main paths. After a while, Miki reached the waterfall. It was even more beautiful than she had imagined, with water cascading down a rocky cliff into a clear pool below. She set up her camera and began taking photos, completely absorbed in her work. The isolation and beauty of the spot made her feel like she had discovered a hidden gem. Unbeknownst to Miki, she had entered a bear's territory. The bear, sensing an intruder, felt threatened and moved towards her. Miki was unaware of the danger until it was too late. The bear ambushed her, its powerful claws and teeth causing serious injuries. Miki tried to escape, but the bear was too strong and fast. Her screams for help echoed through the forest, reaching a group of nearby tourists. The tourists, hearing the distress, quickly grabbed anything they could use as makeshift weapons and ran towards the sound. They arrived just in time to see the bear attacking Miki. Acting quickly, they made loud noises and used their makeshift weapons to scare the bear away. Startled, the bear retreated into the forest, leaving Miki on the ground, badly injured but alive. The tourists provided first aid to Miki and called for emergency help. They comforted her and tried to keep her calm while waiting for the rescue team. The news of the bear attack spread quickly, raising concerns about the safety of exploring off-trail areas in the park. The local authorities and park management realized the need for better safety measures and awareness campaigns to prevent such incidents from happening again. As Mickey was rushed to the hospital, the severity of her injuries became clear. She had deep wounds and would need extensive medical treatment. Her ordeal underscored the dangers of venturing off marked trails and highlighted the importance of respecting wildlife habitats. The incident led to a renewed focus on safety and education within Nico National Park, ensuring that both tourists and wildlife could coexist more safely. Doctors worked urgently to treat her serious injuries. The medical team acted quickly, cleaning and stitching her wounds and ensuring she was stable. Mickey's condition improved slowly, thanks to the skilled care she received. Her friends and family visited her, offering support and comfort during her recovery. The bear attack in Nico National Park quickly drew attention from the media and the public. The incident highlighted the urgent need for better safety measures in the park. Local authorities, along with park management, decided to implement several new strategies to protect visitors and prevent similar incidents. One of the first actions taken was to enhance the park's safety guidelines. Signs were placed at various points throughout the park, warning visitors about the dangers of wandering off the marked trails. These signs also provided information on how to stay safe and what to do in case of a bear encounter. Additionally, brochures with detailed safety tips were distributed at the park's entrances and visitor centers. Park rangers began offering regular bear safety workshops for visitors. These workshops included practical demonstrations on how to use bear spray, make noise to deter bears, and properly store food to avoid attracting wildlife. The aim was to educate tourists and help them understand the importance of respecting the natural habitats of the park's wildlife. To further increase safety, authorities decided to install more surveillance cameras in remote areas of the park. These cameras would help monitor bear activity and provide early warnings of potential dangers. Park rangers were also equipped with better communication tools to ensure a swift response to any emergencies. As Mickey continued her recovery, she reflected on the events that led to her ordeal. She realized the importance of sticking to designated paths and being aware of the environment. Her experience became a powerful story that she wanted to share with others to prevent similar incidents. Mickey decided to collaborate with the park authorities to raise awareness about bear safety and the importance of following guidelines. Mickey's story was featured in various news outlets, social media platforms, and safety campaigns. She spoke about her experience and the lessons she learned, emphasizing the need for caution and respect for wildlife. Her message resonated with many, leading to increased awareness and understanding among visitors to Nico National Park. The park authorities also worked on improving emergency response protocols. They established a network of emergency stations throughout the park, equipped with first aid supplies and communication devices. These stations ensured that help could reach any part of the park quickly in case of an emergency. As the months passed, the new safety measures and awareness campaigns began to show positive results. Visitors to Nico National Park became more informed and cautious, reducing the number of off-trail excursions and bear encounters. The collaboration between park authorities, residents, and tourists created a safer environment for everyone. Mickey eventually recovered and returned to her passion for photography. Though she was now more mindful of the risks, she continued to visit natural sites, but always with a heightened sense of awareness and respect for the wildlife. Her experience in Nico National Park changed her perspective, making her a strong advocate for nature safety. The bear attack on Mickey Tanaka served as a crucial turning point for Nico National Park. It led to significant improvements in safety measures and increased education for visitors. The incident underscored the delicate balance between enjoying nature's beauty and ensuring the safety of both humans and wildlife. Through the collective efforts of the community, the park became a model for effective wildlife management and visitor safety, ensuring that such a frightening experience would be less likely to happen again. In the quiet village of Minamiaso, in Kumamoto Prefecture, the residents woke up to a sunny morning. The village, nestled in the foothills of Mount Aso, was known for its beautiful landscapes and peaceful atmosphere. The people of Minamiaso lived a simple life close to nature, and farming was their main occupation. One of the villagers, Akiko Tanaka, lived with her 10-year-old son, Yuki. Akiko, a kind and hardworking woman, had been raising Yuki on her own since her husband passed away a few years ago. Yuki was a cheerful and curious boy who loved playing outside and exploring the village with his friends. The village was a safe place where everyone knew each other, and children often played freely. On this particular morning, Akiko was busy with her daily chores while Yuki played outside in their small yard. The smell of breakfast wafted through the air as Akiko prepared their meal. Meanwhile, Yuki was playing with his favorite toy truck, enjoying the warm sunshine. Unbeknownst to the villagers, a bear had wandered into the community from the nearby forest. The bear, driven by hunger, was searching for food. It had been a tough year, and the bear's usual food sources in the forest were scarce. As the bear roamed through the village, it came across Yuki, who was completely unaware of the approaching danger. The bear, sensing an opportunity for food, moved closer to Yuki. It sniffed the air, drawn by the scent of breakfast. Yuki, still playing, finally noticed the bear when it was almost upon him. Fear gripped him, and he screamed for his mother. Hearing Yuki's cries, Akiko rushed outside. Her heart pounded as she saw the bear near her son. Without hesitation, she ran to protect Yuki, positioning herself between him and the bear. The bear, feeling threatened, attacked Akiko. It swiped at her with its powerful claws, causing severe injuries. Akiko screamed in pain, but she managed to push Yuki away, telling him to run to safety. Yuki, tears streaming down his face, ran towards their neighbor's house. The neighbors, hearing the commotion, quickly grabbed firecrackers and other makeshift tools to scare the bear away. The neighbors rushed to the scene, lighting firecrackers and making loud noises to drive the bear back into the forest. The bear, startled and frightened by the sudden noise and bright lights, retreated, disappearing into the trees. The immediate danger had passed, but Akiko lay on the ground, badly injured. The villagers gathered around Akiko, providing first aid and comforting her. An ambulance was called, and she was quickly taken to hospital. The news of the bear attack spread rapidly through the village, leaving everyone shocked and concerned. This peaceful village had never experienced such a frightening encounter before. As Akiko received medical treatment, the villagers began to discuss how to prevent such incidents in the future. They realized that the bear was drawn to the village in search of food. The residents decided to take action to secure their food sources better and prevent bears from being attracted to the village. They also planned to educate everyone about bear safety and what to do if they encountered a bear. The village leaders organized meetings with wildlife experts and local authorities. They discussed strategies to keep the village safe, including the proper storage of food and waste, which could attract bears. They also decided to install warning signs and distribute pamphlets with safety tips to educate the residents. The incident with the bear brought the community closer together. Everyone understood the importance of working together to ensure the safety of their village. Akiko's bravery and the quick actions of the neighbors were a testament to the strong bonds within the community. They knew that by staying united and informed, they could prevent such dangerous encounters in the future. As Akiko recovered at the hospital, the village of Minamiaso took decisive steps to ensure the safety of its residents. The villagers knew that they had to act quickly to prevent future bear encounters. They organized a series of meetings with local wildlife experts and authorities to develop a comprehensive plan. One of the first actions taken was to secure food sources in the village. Special bear-proof containers were distributed to all households to store food and waste securely. The villagers were educated on how to use these containers properly to minimize the risk of attracting bears. The community also set up designated areas for disposing of waste, away from residential zones. To further protect the village, the authorities installed warning signs at the village's entrances and throughout the area. These signs provided clear instructions on what to do if a bear was spotted and how to stay safe. The village also introduced regular patrols to monitor bear activity and respond quickly to any sightings. In addition to securing food sources, the village leaders focused on educating the residents about bear safety. They organized workshops and training sessions where experts demonstrated the use of bear deterrents like bear spray and noise-making devices. The goal was to ensure that everyone knew how to protect themselves in case of an encounter. The local schools included bear safety in their curriculum, teaching children the importance of staying alert and avoiding areas where bears might be present. The children learned to recognize bear tracks and other signs of bear activity, and they practiced what to do if they saw a bear. These lessons helped the children feel more confident and prepared. Akiko's bravery and the quick response of the villagers became a symbol of the community's strength and resilience. Her recovery was slow, but she was surrounded by support from friends and neighbors. As she regained her strength, she became an advocate for bear safety, sharing her experience and emphasizing the importance of the new measures. The villagers' efforts paid off. Over the next few months, the number of bear sightings in the village decreased significantly. The enhanced safety measures and increased awareness helped create a safer environment for everyone. The community felt more secure, knowing they were better prepared to handle any future encounters with bears. The local authorities continued to work with wildlife experts to monitor bear populations in the area. They set up cameras and tracking devices to study bear movements and understand their behavior better. This information helped them develop more effective strategies to keep both bears and humans safe. The story of Minamiaso's bear encounter spread beyond the village, inspiring other communities in Kumamoto Prefecture to take similar actions. The collaborative efforts of the villagers, authorities, and wildlife experts became a model for other rural areas facing similar challenges. The success of Minamiaso's approach showed that with proper planning and education, communities could coexist safely with wildlife. As time passed, the village of Minamiaso continued to thrive. The incident had brought the community closer together, reinforcing the bonds of trust and cooperation. Akiko's courage and the villagers' swift actions turned a frightening experience into a story of resilience and unity. The village's proactive measures ensured that they were well equipped to handle any future challenges, making Minamiaso a safer and stronger community.